when you stop having sex. This is what happens to your body. Your reasons for not having sex regularly, or at all, may be plentiful. Perhaps you're practicing abstinence until marriage or until your relationship hits a milestone. It's possible you're in a relationship, but long distance or social distancing keeps you apart. And it's also possible that you're in a relationship, but conflict or tension has you in a dry spell. When you stop having sex, this is what happens to your body. Menstrual cramps might worsen when you stop having sex. More than half of women experience painful periods. If you're one of them, you probably hate them with a vengeance, even more than the nuisance of having a period in the first place. You should know, though, that there are things you can do to lessen the severity of your menstrual cramps, sex being one such way. However, sex isn't the only way to get relief from those painful cramps. Increase endorphins in other ways, like exercising, eating chocolate, or drinking wine. Vaginal walls can weaken and thin when you stop having sex. If you're lucky enough to experience an orgasm when you have sex, you're reaping multiple benefits, including an increased blood flow to the vaginal area. This is good news for aging women. Estrogen levels drop as women get older, which can cause the vaginal walls to become thinner and less lubricated. Dr. Keisha Gator, OB-GYN and Director of Perinatal Services at Nick Health Plus Hospitals Lincoln, told Health Digest, increased blood flow to the pelvic region, as occurs with sexual arousal, helps to keep the vagina and vulva regions lubricated, supple and elastic, by dousing the region with nutrient-rich oxygenated blood. Prostate health declines when you stop having sex. It's not only women who experience the consequences of an absent sex life. Men pay a physical price for sexual hiatuses, and the downside for them can be quite serious with their prostate health on the line. Dr. Miles Spar, internist and chief medical officer of Vault Health, told Health Digest, studies have shown a lower risk of prostate cancer from regular ejaculation, at least 21 times a month, versus men who ejaculate 4 to 7 times a month. Men on the lowest end of the scale of ejaculation frequency, 0 to 3 times a month, also had an increased risk of dying from other medical problems. When you stop having sex, your risk of uterus decreases. It's not likely a surprise to learn that the risk of sexually transmitted diseases decreases when you stop having sex. But it's less intuitive that the risk of urinary tract infections also decreases without sexual activity. This is because intercourse can add to the spread of bacteria. So if you're someone who suffers from frequent utis, you'll be happy to know this is one beneficial consequence to a sexual hiatus that you can feel good about. Your immune response could weaken when you stop having sex. Move over vitamin C. There's another player in the immune support system that is taking center stage. According to WebMD, weekly sex boosts your immune system by raising your levels of a germ-fighting substance called immunoglobulin A, or IgA. IgA is the first line of defense against colds and flu. Dr. Carl Charnetsky, a professor at Wilkes University in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, told New Scientist, "Unfortunately, if you are on a sexual hiatus, you might just be more susceptible to a cold or flu." According to Men's Health, people in the aforementioned study who had sex once or twice per week enjoyed a 30% boost in IgA, compared with those who seldom or never had sex. You may not sleep as well when you stop having sex. There's a strong connection between sex and sleep. Oftentimes, fatigue is a big hurdle in a relationship, hindering one's libido and overall interest in sex. And at least one study showed that the longer an individual sleeps, the greater their sexual desire is the next day. But the relationship between sex and sleep isn't a one-way street. Sex can actually help you sleep, and it can improve the quality of sleep you get. When you stop having sex, your energy and motivation may drop. It may seem like everyone has lost a bit of get up and go these days. But could your lack of energy and motivation actually stem from a lack of sex? It sure could, especially if there's been a change from your usual level of sexual activity. Those who refrain from sex may experience sluggishness, as sex provides mood-elevating endorphins. It's no wonder people might feel sluggish and less energetic.